Uh, Welcome to another edition of the Qatarlal podcast. And we're featuring today Castlevania Season 1, episodes 1 to 4. That's the first 4 episodes of Castlevania on Netflix circa 2017. And we have Sin Havoc on the chat. Good morning, good evening. The Castlevania watch along. For those who are interested, uh, Castlevania was a video game way back, and Sin Havoc says, "Get ready for madness to begin." Yep. But first, before we start, we're in the road to 500 subs. We are now in 475. It has been for a few days now. And thank you for all of the people who subscribe to my channel and those who will subscribe. I welcome you to the podcast. And replay crew replay crew are most welcome. And here we go with Castlevania. Yes, sin is correct. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's get this show on the road. Excuse me, my throat is kind of itchy as usual. So, everyone, turn, uh, switch on your YouTube, not YouTube, Netflix. Castlevania 2017 is still in Netflix. So, this is episode 1 of season 1, entitled Witch Battle. A headstrong woman seeks out forbidden knowledge and a corrupt bishop courts disaster by enraging a legend. So let's go in five, four, three, two, and one. Play. So we're starting the Legend of Dracula. Wall, Wallachia, 1455. The Legend of the Dragon. Mhm. The first sign of life are bats and a lady and a woman entering a very, very large castle. So basically, the legend of Dracula started in Romania and was created by Bram Stoker based on a count, a Romanian count, who is legendary in his putting people on the pike. Lisa is studying to be a doctor on Castle Dracula. The anime style of this series is so good. Vlad Dracula Tepes. Eventually, Lisa from Lupu is gonna be the mother of Alucard, Dracula's son. Superstitions versus science. And Sin Havoc says the story of Dracula actually comes from Vlad the Impaler, at least 10,000 years ago. Yeah, that's true. The legend of Dracula, 10,000 years, and before the Great Flood. Mhm. In Blade Trinity, they portrayed Dracula as an older being, while other Dracula's story started in the mid um, 18th century, sort of. The Great Flood, of course, is the civilization before this new one. This is technically, our civilization is technically a reset already. 1475. People are burning Lisa at the stake. This is how the Roman Catholic Church persecuted people. Sindavok says Iraq is old Sumeria, Transylvania, and Romania were a part were part of Sumerian Atlantis. In the 14th to 15th century, a great purge has happened. It's called uh, the Great Witch Hunt. The the Catholic Church, led by the Jesuits, burned so-called heretics at the stake just because they don't agree in the teachings of the Roman Catholic Church. The witch. Lisa is praying that Vlad won't take revenge over the people. Created by Warren Ellis, the comic book writer, who also created the the Authority, and he also wrote Stormwatch for what's his name, for Jim Lee, based on the video game. Due to his wife's Lisa's what Lisa told him, he's traveling the country and sort of miss out when the Roman Catholic Church attacked Castle Dracula and killed his wife. I like the design aesthetics too, Sin Havoc. It reminds me of better anime. The bishop took her, so it's let's blame Bishop for what happened. So basically, this is the animated version of the Catholic Inquisition, where everyone not agreeing with what the church is saying gets the death penalty. penalty. Why not blame blame bishop? Well, those bishops are Jesuits. They're really nasty, a nasty bunch. They have man, blasphemer. Blasphemer is what the Jesuits charge people. All the churches were created by Knights Templars, said Sinhava. Well, they were the ones who spread uh, the church, the church and its doctrines throughout the Middle Ages, and yeah, could be true because during those times the church was underground. Also, the church was split in the middle between the Western Church, which is the Roman Catholic Church, and the Eastern Orthodox Church. You know, the Knights Templar have been around for at least 10,000 years. Well, they started going underground. The Knights Templar were seeking the Holy Grail, the Aqua Bendita, who's the fountain of youth. And this is Dracula being angry. Man. The Knights Templar was created by Akhenaten, the Egyptian priest. Was he a priest or a pharaoh? Our time stamp is 13 minutes 42 seconds for episode 1. So, Dracula has marked has threatened Wallachia for at least 1 year to make to be sorry for what they did to his wife. Yes, he was a Egyptian pharaoh, Akhenaten. Akhenaten. The closest thing we got for Egyptian vampire in the movies was Blade 2, their portrayal of Dracula. Blade Trinity, I mean. That was the closest thing they have to an Egyptian Dracula. Anik Akhenaten and Moses are the same person. Uh oh. So Dracula's so mad, he's talking to his son, Alucard. This is 1 year after. The setting is 1 year after Dracula made his threat, and still the Bloody Cardinal is, I don't know, man. The symbolism. Dracula is actually Atlantean. Could be because he is immortal. It's really terrifying that the church was used to persecute people. That's a spoiler. He is Atlantean. That was the time when Atlantis was above ground. This kind of stories are really amazing because this was during the Dark Ages where the Catholic Church controlled the narrative of everything. But, truth, whatever hidden, is always exposed. As we see now, blood, it's raining blood and demons. Sinavo says the church has always been used as a weapon and propaganda against everyone else. Yes, that's true. Especially this church. I mean, where do where do you think those conquering popes came from? Where do you think uh, the Inquisition came from? That's the greatest sin of the church. They promoted inquisitions. Our timestamp is 19 minutes 17 seconds. And Dracula has summoned his demons, demons, ghouls, and everything in between. The animation is gory at best. It's Sinhavoc wrote Rome, Summer, Bethlehem, Athena. The list goes on and on. Yeah, it goes on and on. The cities that Dracula is mentioning are their old names, while Dracula's wife Lisa saved Vlad. His love undid the death of Lisa undid everything she did, everything the love of Dracula, everything was destroyed. Now we have the Belmont. The Belmont, of course, was supernatural hunters. So for a game, this is quite a good adaptation to anime. Warren Ellis wrote a couple of animes for Netflix before. First was Castlevania, then there was Wolverine, then there was Blade, then there was the X Men. Those were classic Marvel anime. Israel's original name was Jerusalem and Bethlehem. They were original a part of Ethiopia, and before that was called, and it was part of Old Kemet. Old Kemet is present day Egypt now, and Jerusalem was Salem. It's simply Salem back then. The Belmonts. And that's it for episode one. It's brutal and man, awesome. Now we go to episode two, entitled Necropolis. I rate episode one as 8.5 over 10. The people of Wallachia. So Sin Havoc rated episode one as 8.5, same, which is a very good episode for my taste. And the animation is rather better than good. So the voice actor who played Belmont is of course Richard Armitage. James Callis played Adrian Alucard Tepes, and Graham Tavarish plays Vlad Dracula Tepes. Necropolis was the term used back in the ancient times to refer to a city. Yeah, the necropolis. Isn't it akin to necrophilia sin? That's why it's necropolis, city of the dead. The Belmont traded in black magic. So basically, black magic and white magic are the same. It is also known as City of the Gods. Mhm. Gods. Man, why does yin and yang, good and evil? And Belmont, the brawler. Synavox says requires balance, good and evil. Uh, yeah, without it's like light and darkness. Without the darkness, the light won't shine. How did a couple of brawlers defeat a Belmont? Weird. Richard Armitage played that dwarf king in The Hobbit, and he also plays lead in the first. What series was that? He also played Strike Back, the original series. Then he also played the Nazi spy in Captain America: The First Avenger. There was no separation of church and state during this period in time. And yes, sin, lots of rules. That's why the Crusades happen. I remember playing Castlevania in the arcade, which was one of the games I play in arcades way back, way back when I was younger. Sinavok says there's never been a separation between church and state. It's a delusion, an illusion, and the delusional things that people wanted because, true enough, the church and state never separated. That's true. If you look at Islamic countries, the church and state are not separated. In democracies, the church influence government in doing uh, all the stuff, all the laws, all of it. Our timestamp for episode 2 is 9 minutes 38 seconds. They hired, the city hired uh, speakers. Speakers is a sect where they do magic and all those stuff. Sinavik says people were duped by religion, so the controllers made the masses believe every other illusion, like separation between church and state. Yeah, that's kind of true. If it was not true, then the church would stay quiet in topics like abortion, divorce, and other stuff, and war. Honestly, Pope Pius during uh, World War II sided with Adolf Hitler's Nazi party. So religion was created to controlling their life force, energy, and esoteric meaning. Yeah, let's go deeper. And we have Sergeant Giratina in the chat. Good evening, Sergeant. Welcome to the second episode of Castlevania Season 1 from 2017. From 2017. What's up, Giratina? I remember during my college days when one of the priests of Colegio de San Juan de Letran said to us, students, I will remember your faces. Good that you're doing all right, Sin. Sergeant, I mean, having grown up in a Catholic church setting, it's quite different when I went in a different town. It's really different, man. When we moved to my mom's old town, which is Santa Rosa, it's one hell of an experience. Man, eyeball, the whip is so awesome. It's funny how uh, the Catholic Church is always portrayed as Christian, but as Bishop and I always talk about religion and stuff, uh, we agree that nope, uh, Catholic, the Catholic religion isn't Christian anymore. That's because the Old Testament and New Testament are actually reversed. What? So basically, the speakers are pacifist. They don't like war. The Old Testament, the New Testament is earlier than the Old Testament. I think the Old Testament was oral back then. It was not written until a certain point. So the blame game is uh, uh, a thing they use to blame people. Our timestamp 16 minutes 39 seconds for this episode. If you watch Keanu Reeves' Constantine, the movie, you'll notice uh, the Catholic overtones of that film. Even back then, they have so many legends there. Sin Havoc says the old Ethiopian Bible pretty much confirms this. The books of Enoch also confirm that. The old cuneiform from Samaria talks about this as well. In They mentioned the book of Enoch in the Epistle of Jude. I sort of just run through that verse sometime last year. Basically, I'm duty, guard duty for my mother-in-law while doing this watch along. There's a lot of talk in this episode. Gr- the city of Gresham is somewhere in the Wallachia, the province of Wallachia somewhere. Sometimes episodes gotta do some talking. Yeah, it's all talk sometimes. Remember the complaint for Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern film was it was all talk, too much talk, too much earthbound. That's why it flopped. People are scared of dying. That's true. That's why they okay. That's the all talk episode, and I rate this episode as an 8 only. Now we're in episode 3 entitled Labyrinth. Labyrinth, of course, is a maze, and this is a mausoleum. Okay, 8.5 for Sin Havoc. It's just a good rating. It's amazing how they have so many gargoyles on churches. Are they projecting something? Gargoyles are ancient beings from the old world. The only I remember reading it the Colossus as he battles the gargoyles of space by Stan Lee. So Giratina, Sergeant Giratina said, "Very true, in Havoc. Gargoyles are ancient." Yeah, they are ancient. Now we're seeing a giant being, Cyclops, Stone Eye Cyclops. His singular beam causes someone to be turned to stone. Notice how the mythology of different parts of the world are somehow similar to each other, from the ancient Egyptians to the Greek to the people of Southeast Asia. It's so weird. It's like, well, we've been telling people that we came from the same space, the same place, all of us. And the speaker just became flesh. She turned into stone. Who is the sleeping warrior? I think it's Alucard, the sleeping warrior, of course. Dracula's son. Alucard is the reverse spelling of Dracula. Remember in the Batman versus Dracula animated movie, Alucard is his alias. And she's safe. Excuse me. The weather is so different. It's like this cold spell. It's weird. The mixture of being hot and being cold. Your Messiah isn't down there. Thanks, Sin. I'm okay, Sergeant, although I have something itchy going on. So that's why I'm not drinking ice water or anything cold. Sypha is the name of Belmont's future wife. So, man, these priests are all punk, and man, that's weird. You're already excommunicated, but the church can summon you. That's so weird. I remember John Carpenter's Vampire, starring James Woods during the 90s. It seems that vampirism was invented by the Catholic Church. It also made it in the pages of Spirit of Spirit of Vengeance, Johnny Blaze, and Danny Danny Kench, the Ghost Riders. That's what they do. The baby eating monsters. I sent you some stuff. Yes, we will see. We will check it out later, Sin. Yeah, thanks. I also will share it later once I see it. Um, we're home, everyone. My wife is at the university now because it's the foundation day. They're doing uh celebrating something, so everyone can get scared again of what? Yeah. Yeah, everyone will get scared once they heard the news of something. My Sergeant Gertina says my mom is about to have surgery soon. What procedure, Sergeant, is she going to through? You remember what happened the last time? Yeah, everyone was in panic mode. It involves her neck. Yeah, my wife has uh, an injury on her neck. It seems that carrying her mother since 2023 affected her spine, which is weird. Everyone's scared. I hope your mom makes a full recovery, Giratina. Yeah, praying and hoping, Sarge. Timestamp 13 minutes 49 seconds. Shit. I'll be the church. What the hell? Beyond insane. The bishop is insane. Remember, uh, Sinavok says, neck is a muscle and you need to strengthen your body carefully. Yeah. The portrayal of the Catholic Church here. They blame others and not themselves. Blame the bishop. Yeah. Blame the bishop. The bishop of Wallachia. That's a straight answer. The city is being misled by the church. Yeah, the portrayals are pretty spot on. So I was thinking that remember what uh, Mel Gibson said that the current pope brought uh, a statue from Africa or somewhere. Yeah, a bunch of hypocrites. That's religion. Remember also that Islam has that kind of law who that justifies a jihad. Man, the church is full of sexual scandals, full of demonic presence. Story time. I The churches serves the old and new gods. Story time. We years ago during the early 2000s, we sort of exercise a demon inhabiting the body of our pastor's maid back then. And, that's the first time me and my kids saw this kind of exorcism. Although my wife already experienced some exorcism type of shit, and we just prayed, just lay our hands and prayed for salvation. Pray for we didn't need an actual priest. We didn't need. Uh, it's weird, but my daughter and my son were with us during that time. the old gods and the new gods. Also, those who watched Twilight of the Gods know that the fall of the Viking uh, civilization, the fall of the Vikings, happened when they converted into Christianity or the Belmont crest at the back of Trevor's shirt. Timestamp for this episode 20 minutes, 3 seconds. If you want an example of the church's hypocrisy, the guy who taught the doctrine of the Trinity, one, what was his name? Tertullian, was also excommunicated for teaching another stuff. Man, the church doesn't recognize gradness and correctiveness. And remember that film King Arthur with what was his name from the early 2000s. They portrayed this monk as an heretic for teaching free will. Having grown up in a Catholic country here is so weird. Our national hero was declared an heretic unless he renounced his what he believes in. And now I rate episode 3 as an 8.5. This episode is good. Now we're starting with episode 4, Monument, the last episode for season 1. Yeah, wow. It's a good thing I started earlier today, or else, man, a demon. The bishop is talking to a demon. You cannot enter the house of God. And the demon says, God is not here. um, does God love demon or not? Sin says demons and angels are not what you think. Damn. Lies. Man, angels and demons are basically the same beings, although one stayed with the Almighty and the other had fallen during the Great War. That's pre Adamic times. That's why the fallen angels were created back then. None of them stayed, but angels and demons, they have no free will, in my opinion. If you remember Constantine, they just influence people. So is being branded as a witch in this episode. Angels and demons are part of different types of star systems. Yeah, probably. Yeah, could it could. It's a possibility. A lot of things we don't understand. All the stars represent different star systems. The long knife versus the short sword. Did you notice that Richard Armitage looks like a bit, a bit like Hugh Jackman? It's so weird. They're about the same height. He could be uh, a Wolverine if he wanted. Others don't understand. I do, and I'm still learning. Okay. Yep, learning is a process that we all go through. And here comes the demons. They're coming. Maybe they're related. Probably. Yeah, right. They're probably related. I mean, did you see Shaq O'Neal and Dave Dave Corn Sweat's bullshit commercial with Gunny Poo for Superman? He's promoting costume, and that costume sucks all the way. Oh man, it's like it's already February, right? And Shaq and Superman L, yeah, it's already the middle of, of February, and no good trailer has emerged. An ice wall reminds me of Antarctica. Yeah, it's holy water. Hawkman, the current version, can do can make holy water because in his previous life he was a priest. Heaven is actually a multiverse among the stars. Yeah, that's where the legend of seven heavens came from. The first heaven, the second heaven, the third, up to the seventh. There, it's weird actually. Man, this demon looks different. An army, an army of trolls. Slice and dice. Man, an underground church, which is that's different. Catacombs or timestamp is 10 minutes 22 seconds for episode 4. It's amazing how these old catacombs have lights. And machinery. Sinavok's right. Ancient civilization, ancient tech. It's like we're repeating something over and over. And yes, the ice wall's real. Antarctica. Hey, and thanks for coming, Sergeant. And God bless on your the other live stream you're doing tonight. See you again later, Giratina. Yeah. Thanks for joining. We're just seeing samples of all those old technologies, but we've lost so much. I saw the summer gates. Yeah, that's in Iraq. Oh, a coffin is opening. It's Alucard. The design for Alucard looks very familiar. There's this old anime called Trinity Blood, and one character with long hair and the same design is there. There's no belief if it's fact involved. It's all fact. The summer gates are in Antarctica and Iraq. Yes, I sort of saw that somewhere. That's why they are exploiting Iraq. The summer dates. If you go to the summer gates in Antarctica, I wonder what we'll see. Two rivers above, two rivers below, as above, as below. 1476. Man, it's a long sword. The other Castlevania series, the new one, um, is set during the French Revolution. So basically, if I will do that watch along, it'll be after I do Castlevania, this one, Castlevania. Then I'll do Castlevania Nocturne sometime this year. Sinavok says, you see, things are from legends and they're not legends anymore. A lot of hidden stuff and history in Antarctica. Yeah, it is a bit scary for the ignorant to learn some stuff involving that part of the world. Vampires, ghouls, uh, mythological creatures, everything below the sun. Please, this isn't the bar fight. Have some class. No hit 36 seconds. Eh, Man, a vampire hunter and a magician. Adrian Tepes is Alucard. Wow, this is prophecy. Yeah, I hate speakers. That's so cool. In Young Justice, Kid Flash always says, I hate monkeys, or was it Superboy? I hate monkeys. Wallachia. And that's it for the first season of Castlevania and Awesome. I will rate it as 8.5 over 10. It's very good. I like it. Yeah. How about you, Sin? How do you rate this episode? It's a good thing uh, Netflix has adapted this anime. Sinavok says telescopes detected massive ships around Neptune and Uranus heading this way. Oh boy, oh boy. Is this the thing that Voyager 2 has detected? 8.5 as well. Thanks, Sin. And yes, Netflix has been killing it. Yeah, they've been killing it. And I've started watching Sakamoto Days. It's a good series, so maybe after I watch all of it, I'll do the watch along. And yes, Sin, that's probably true. I'll be sharing what I'll be on YouTube someday. I think so. So everyone, like, subscribe, and like, subscribe, and subscribe, and yeah, sell is the way. This has been a good watch along, and my time is just okay. Like, share, and subscribe this video. Subscribe, hit the like button, and all those stuff. And shout out to the executive branch plus Mikeyverse Forever. Yeah. See you again in about 2 days.
next time they shine your light in the sky, don't go to it. The bat is dead. Bury it. Consider this mercy.